over the past 5 trading days, XELAP has outperformed XELA stock. But why? Hi again everyone, I hope you're all doing really well. I just thought I would give a quick update on XELA Technologies, ticker symbol XELA or XELAP if you play the preference shares. So while the two stocks have generally traded in sync with each other, over the past 5 trading days, XELAP has outperformed the regular XELA stock, a question which I aim to answer first in this update. As well as this, I will look at some recent company news as well as just talk about a few technical indicators around the regular XELA stock. While I go through my take on what is going on, I'm curious to know what others think about the price slide in XELA Technologies. Do you think it is to do with the general poor confidence in the market at the moment, or is it the potential or actual dilution that may be occurring through the $250 million discretionary equity raising vehicle that XELA Technologies now has at their disposal? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This is one of the areas where it is a bit hard to get any information on except when financial statements are released. Anyway, back to the main focus of this video. So to answer the question, why have XELAP shares, which have generally tracked the performance of XELA shares, suddenly been performing better? Well, it is not really a sudden development, but rather a slight showing of market confidence in the XELAP preference shares. Basically, XELA Technologies confirmed that the first dividend will be paid to holders of XELAP shareholders on record on the 20th of June. Shareholders will receive an increased dividend of 46 cents to cover the longer than 1 quarter period that the XELAP stock has now been trading for. Like I've covered before, going forward, the XELAP preference shares will be paying about 37.5 cents per quarter. I think there were some market nerves around XELA being able to pay the dividend, hence why the preference shares had mimicked the trading activity of the common stock and had been falling away. What is not a great look for XELA Technologies, however, is that they announced the record date as being the 20th of June, which was Juneteenth public holiday and therefore no market activity. So I think that would mean the record date may actually have been yesterday, Tuesday, the 21st of June, when markets resumed trading. If someone knows the answer, please confirm it in the comments below. Moving beyond XELAP to company news surrounding XELA Technologies, I did a broader discussion of what has been going on last week, including the plans to buy back shares following the sale of $200 million in assets, which will also be used to reduce debt, as well as talking about the appointment of the new CTO for bills and payments. What has been more recent, however, is that during Tuesday's trade, XELA Technologies announced that they had replaced an existing $150 million securitization facility with the Pittsburgh-based PNC Bank. This new facility is expected to deliver the company savings of about $6 million annually in interest expenses based on current levels of debt and the state of interest rates at the moment. So while this annual $6 million saving is good on the surface, I think it is worth keeping in mind that this savings amount could possibly reduce if and when we see increases in interest rates. The $6 million savings was modeled on a 4% interest rate. I do not know the full details of the facility, but depending on the nature of the securitization, there could be a floating interest rate attached to it, which would obviously increase the interest expense as interest rates rise. The other detail worth considering is there is no indication on whether the facility has a limited life where XELA either need to clear their debt or institute a new facility like they are doing in this case, at which time the interest rate may possibly be higher than it currently is when they change facilities over. But for shareholders, they can take comfort in the fact that, at least for now, XELA's interest expense has dropped by about $500,000 per month. Now, XELA stock initially responded well to this news, with it starting the session up by 7% or 1 cent, where it touched the 15-cent mark. However, the stock then relinquished ground and began to decline through the day, finishing about ½ cent lower at 13.6 cents per share, or down by 3.6%. So switching over to this hourly chart, the sad state of affairs that is XELA's share price is fully clear for all to observe. It has just been a continued slide down. How much further can the price slide is anyone's guess at this point in time. I think recently we have at least seen some lower resistance presented at the 13 cent per share mark, indicated by this yellow breadcrumb line. So I think many will be hoping to see some continued resistance at least at this point. What is another interesting observation is that there has actually been a huge uptick in the volume of trade since the stock dropped below the 20-cent mark. Part of this is obviously because of the lower price means it's easier to trade in larger quantities of shares, with Friday and Tuesday being notably heavier trading days than others. On the other hand, this could be a sign that some in the market may be viewing the current prices as quite attractive. I mean, if we were in better macro times, this could be a sign that a rebound of sorts is kind of mounting. But given the climate and the fact that we're talking about XELA stock, I would not put too much credence into this idea. However, I actually increased my position in XELA stock last week when the price reached 16 cents per share. Not that this is investing for us, I just thought of it as a nice opportunity to balance out the remainder of my holding that I still have in common XELA stock. Like I've said on here for a while, I transferred most of my stock earlier this year into the preference shares. Anyway, I'll leave it at that for this update. Has XELA finally found its bottom, or are we expecting further stock price pain in the future? Let me know in the comments below. Till next time, everyone, may the markets trade in your favor. Cheers.